Assalamu alaikum and hello to everyone. I am back again with yet another session. World Cup T20 is inching towards the final stages in order to discuss so far updates. And for the rest of the World Cup, I have a very special guest as always, Ibrahim Yusuf from South Africa. Ibrahim, I welcome you Cricketing Mind once again.
Assalamu alaikum and hello to all the viewers. I hope you all are good and it's good to be on the show again.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have Ibrahim on show, a very deep analysis from his side every time, a very targeting prediction of every match. And we are used to do WhatsApp a lot during the matches and enjoy a lot his company. So Ibrahim, without wasting time, let's see what World Cup is going so far. Rain has affected a lot of matches and which is not a good as a cricket lover, but we can't go further about nature. It happens, and specifically for South Africa, it's not that good much books regarding rain and South Africa. So let's discuss the Group 1 and Group 2 right now, the situations, and we start with the teams who have been eliminated. Today was a day which we have like couple of teams also eliminated, like Sri Lanka along with Afghanistan and Ireland. So 3 teams from Group 1 viewers have been eliminated. That is Sri Lanka, Ireland, Afghanistan. First, I will ask the teams who have been progressing and have a chance, that is England, New Zealand and Australia. So Ibrahim, your views. Pretty obvious it seems that England and New Zealand right at top, England being a edge regarding their net run rate is quite positive as compared to Australia. They lost to New Zealand with a very heavy margin, so they still don't come out of that. Do you believe that viewers already know that England and New Zealand, yes, are pretty obvious for the choice for the Group 1, but is there any possibility of Australia?
It depends how Sri Lanka play tomorrow. Let's see what the conditions are. I think if Sri Lanka bat first, there's a chance of Sri Lanka winning the game because I think it will be a tough wicket to chase on. Like we saw in the South Africa-Pakistan game, I think the Sydney wicket again will be a tough one to chase on. It'll get slower as the game goes on, and I think Hasaranga and Tikshana will be dangerous. Plus, Sri Lanka have the added spinners in Dhananjay De Silva, and they've got a few others who can bowl spin in their batting order. They've got I think a part-timer and then the all-rounder of Dhananjay De Silva. So I think they probably 3-4 spinners. It could be a tricky situation for England. But if England bat first, I think it will be easy and England will go through it. They should win.
So viewers, as Ibrahim told, Sri Lanka is already eliminated, but they can get the hope of the host Australians that if Sri Lanka wins, which have been seen in the past World Cup, that Sri Lanka have always given a tough time to Aussies, and in Aussie soil, let's see what happens. But if Sri Lanka wins, then Australia will get the 7 points already, and England will stick to the 5 and qualification status. New Zealand, Australia can qualify. But again, not tough for Australia, but they are dependent on Sri Lanka. Let's see what happens. Okay, Ibrahim, Group 1, we'll stick to the rest of the three teams who have been eliminated, like Sri Lanka, Ireland, Afghanistan. What about Sri Lanka progress? 4 matches, 2 victories, 2 matches they lost, and tomorrow they have a 3rd match. Doesn't matter, they will play with the fright. If they win, they got a 6 points, but unfortunately already a couple of teams already 7 points. So what's the progress of Sri Lanka? Are you satisfied the performance they put, the team they have recently won the Asia Cup, or they were lacking somewhere?
I think they've did good enough for the amount of injuries they've had. In this tournament. They've done pretty well to stay in the fight right to the end. And I think they'll be happy because they've sealed their qualification for next World Cup as well. So they've sealed the top 4 spot in this group, so they'll be good. So Ireland and Afghanistan will be disappointed as now they go to regional qualifiers as it's been changed to a more football style. So we'll be getting a Asia qualifier, Europe qualifier, Africa, South Asia, I think East Asia Pacific, then a Pacific and Africa qualifier. So regional there. So, and then Ireland, they have to go back to the European qualifier. And I think Ireland will be keeping an eye on Netherlands because let's see if Netherlands have the motivation if they beat South Africa and results in the Pakistan and Bangladesh and Zimbabwe India game go their way, they can sneak into the top 4 and seal a place, which then leaves the European qualifier favorites as Scotland and Ireland to make the 2024 World Cup. Otherwise, one of the 3, Scotland, Ireland, or Netherlands, will not be at 2024 World Cup. There's only 2 teams from Europe.
Yeah, 2 teams. Okay. So let's come to the Ireland now. We have seen their performance in patches, starting a very good against England, even though it's a DL method applied, but they won, only game they won 5 out of 5, 3 then losses and 1 against Afghanistan. I think that was no result. So how are you seeing Ireland? They are from the qualifying round. They played some very good hitting. Sterling, along with some other good names, they have played. Positive intent was seeing that very aggressive stars within the power play. So Ireland improving with the past World Cup, or same like that they have a one victory in every World Cup. They like one upset we have seen from 2011, 2015 World Cup. Then we've seen Pakistan 2007 World Cup. So do you think improvement in Ireland team, or it will be the same like they have played one game exceptionally and then come back to their normal stuff?
Their bowling and batting has been good. I mean, their bowling and fielding has been good. Batting has been in patches. Whenever a top team like New Zealand, Australia, England beat England, even England, though they beat England, they collapsed. They could have got to 170, around the 170, 180 mark, but they collapsed when the England bowlers got some rhythm, and you saw the spinners and that they troubled them. So still when they come up against quality opposition, especially the top 6 teams in Pakistan, Australia, England, India, New Zealand, South Africa, those quality spinners and quality seamers still trouble them. The extra bounce, extra pace, spinners bowling a good line and length, they struggle and their batting collapses. So they still have that area that is still a concern. It was there and it hasn't improved at all. So that over the next few years, probably till the next T20 World Cup, is something they'll have to work on, because they do struggle still against the quality bowling attacks and fielding units. When they can't get gaps, fielders are saving everything, then they do panic. So that is something they'll have to look. And same for Afghanistan when it comes to the batting.
Yeah, area. Afghanistan definitely 5 out of 3 losses, and unfortunately a couple of games washed out, as I told earlier that rain has affected a lot of matches. So Afghanistan, like in Asia Cup, they seem a bit positive team. They fought hard, but in Australian condition today, especially, I think there was almost upset Australia. They like lost by 4 runs, but again a bit of patches that, like when it comes to Afghanistan, they played some quality cricket. In Asia Cup, we have seen some intent from the couple of players, but right now I think 5 matches, 3 losses, and a couple of, so overall progress of journey of Afghanistan. To sum up, how do you rate?
It's been an unfortunate one. They had 2 games rained out, and then they lost the other 3. They haven't really managed to put together a good performance. They managed to get the 2 points from the 2 rained out games, but they'll be disappointed with this one. And I think they might be saved with the rankings and get that automatic qualification, so they won't have to go to the Asia qualifier, but we'll have to see which team. I think at the moment it's looking like they're going to compete with Zimbabwe, Netherlands and Ireland, so they might sneak, because their rankings, they're still in the top 10, I think. So they might just make it to the automatic, that 11th and 12th spot. And then Ireland could be another team to get it, but I think Zimbabwe might be the last team to fill in the 12 spots. Yeah. And then Ireland, Netherlands, with the others who were eliminated in the qualifier, except for West Indies, host, so they got automatic qualification. The remaining 3 teams, and Ireland, Netherlands, and will go to regional qualifiers from here, and the road to 2024 will begin.
Yeah. So prior moving to the group stage number 2, we have like another buddy joined from Karachi, that is Faris Kazmi, one of the other cricket geek who is like keen interest in cricket. Faris, Assalamu alaikum, how are you doing?
Wa alaikum salam, Qasim, I am fine. What are you doing, and EB also?
All good. We are like just discussing the group 1 stage, whatever the scenario so far, and those teams who have been eliminated, and the chances for Australia, hopefully relying on Sri Lankans, that if they win, then Australia or New Zealand can qualify. So EB, a question put you, then comes to Faris again, the group 2. I think still only one team eliminated, that is Netherlands, which is like, I think, only 1 match win, that's against Zimbabwe, and rest of the teams, India, South Africa, Pakistan, Bangladesh, still in the race. I can't say that it's like still 5th of November tomorrow, and Group B isn't finalized yet. But it's a good thing actually, because earlier we have seen the very tough competition in Group 1, but right now Group 2, the condition will be like pretty obvious in 6th of November, because 3 matches being played. Right now, starting with India, 4 matches, 3 victories, 1 loss from South Africa, again a very close game. How you see the overall journey of India? Not that much comprehensive win, to be really honest. Luck favors a lot, but right now Indians topping the group. If you sum up the Indians like journey entire World Cup.
They've had 2 close games against the top teams in the group, South Africa and Pakistan. They've been both, there was good contest there. The only convincing win has been against Netherlands. Bangladesh, they had a scare. Bangladesh, and then in the Darkweight Lewis, Bangladesh collapsed after that. And they ended up winning that match by 5 runs. It was another close game. Bangladesh is showing a lot of improvement. I think Bangladesh need to get the batting order right, but India has been a bit of but they've been scratching their way through. It hasn't been too convincing.
Okay, Faris, come to you. Same question, starting with the group 2, because all of 3 are belonging to the same group. Actually, as Ibrahim from South Africa, I mean, both of you are us from Pakistan. So let's put some highlights. Faris, first game, Pakistan taking on India. Obviously, a pressure game, nerve game. Don't ask much about that. We have to like proceed further. But do you think India performance is convincingly throughout the World Cup, keeping Asia Cup their performance, keeping last World Cup in mind? Because they won, no doubt, they have won 3 matches. Result is a result, doesn't matter. But against Bangladesh, against Pakistan, and even against South Africa. South Africa, they lost, no debate on that. But Pakistan, Bangladesh have given a last spot thriller to India. Do you think they are well prepared or luck favoring a lot?
Actually, Qasim, first of all, my hi to all the viewers. And second of all, thanks for inviting me. And the third of all, I would like to answer to your question is that India, are relying on only 2 batsmen right now. If I'm seeing up, first is Virat Kohli, which he comes down as a backbone of the Indian cricket team after a long layoff. Almost after 2 to 3 years, he had a poor run in Asia Cup also. In that particular match we saw in Afghanistan, people say that he was given a lot of chances and he was given a lot of work to prove his worth. But after that, when he shook hands with Kasima, and I know actually one of my friends was picking up with a meme. He said when he has put up that tweet, time shall pass and sort of that. Since then, his performance, is declining, and this shall too pass. So since then, he's shaken hands with the Kohli, and the luck have been changed. And the mother nature has been, since then relying a lot on Kohli. And Babar form is gone from, that point. Now let's talk some serious points. Babar form is not looking very great, and you were too debating, that he should come down as a one-down batsman, also resign captaincy. But I am not in favor of that necessarily. While moving on to the Indian team, that was the foremost question. I would like to answer that the Indian team, as I said, are depending only on 3 batsmen or 2 batsmen, and their main batsman is Kohli, and after that they are, depending on Surya Kumar Yadav. Except for him and except from Kohli, I don't think a lot of players have performed. We have seen a couple of drop chances in Netherlands match, also which EB would agree, and Rohit Sharma was dropped 2 to 3 times, and that after he scored a half century. And also in the last match, India played against Bangladesh, KL Rahul was dropped multiple times.
Okay, Faris, we have a lot to cover. Just focus on that. Like luck favoring India, or they have like played some like average cricket.
So I think luck is favoring them. But as I said, they are depending only 2 to 3 batsmen. Rest of them are not performing, like Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, and Hardik Pandya.
Okay, fair enough. Ibrahim, coming back to you again, South Africa, your side, one of the favorites coming to the World Cup. It's some dark horses, a very balanced side, keeping their pace attack, especially because yesterday match was everyone saying that pace versus pace, because South Africa has some quality fast bowlers, same with Pakistan. And we have seen that. So South Africa, 4 matches, couple of wins, 1 loss and 1 net result. Zimbabwe definitely hits your side as well. You're taking the 1 point of that. We lost to Zimbabwe. So overall journey of South Africa is pretty good, beating a tournament's favorite against they're beating India in a very crunch game. So they are a bit secure, keeping semi-final spot. But nothing is over yet. But how do you rate South Africans' journey? Against Zimbabwe, they had a very good start, 52 in 3 overs. Quinton de Kock like smashed all around the park, but suddenly rain appears and match was tied. So are you satisfied with South African performance, or there's some like room to improve?
No, I'm happy with the performance. I think last night with the slippery conditions a bit in Sydney, they did mess up with the fielding. They didn't wear spikes and they started slipping and they dropped all their catches. And I think they were a bit relaxed and a bit overconfident after the bowlers got that 4 wickets up front. That now they've got the game in their pocket and they let the game slip. And Iftikhar Ahmed, who's been Pakistan's star batter this tournament, Shadab Khan and Nawaz took the game away from South Africa. Simple. They relaxed in that period and they allowed the game to slip. Otherwise, they've been good this tournament.
Ibrahim, one more concern from South African like captaincy perspective. Same with the Pakistan. I will ask Faris later on. But Bavuma, I believe a very decent captain actually. Last year T20 World Cup, we've seen South African like won 4 out of 5 matches, and net return was a problem. And at the start of the tournament, his intent was very positive. He said, this time we won't like go to the net return. And right now they are like almost topping the net return in terms of Pakistan and India. So what do you think that his own performance is a bit shaky? Yesterday he played a bit brilliant cricket, 36 odd on like a few balls. So what went wrong with Bamuma, or is there any additional pressure of captaincy, or do you think that after the World Cup he will be like sacked from captaincy?
I don't think he'll be sacked. I think the unfortunate thing for him was he was injured in the run up to the World Cup, and he had a few injuries to his leg. He injured the calf muscle, then he injured his shoulder, he injured his arm as well. So his game basically as a batter, it depends on that arm to rotate the strike and pick those gaps. He's not a boundary hitter. He's the one who feeds the strike and lets other batsmen play freely, and he sets up, and then towards the end he changes the gear after about 13 to 15 overs. If he's still at the crease, he starts batting faster and plays his shots and goes for boundaries. And then he ends up with probably a 80 not out of 40
right. It will be walk in the park for South Africa, or that will be Netherlands games.
I think he's looking. His rhythm was looking good against Pakistan. So I think we might have a good now. The opening partnership can be a bit more confident. So Netherlands, if the opening partnership fires, South Africa is definitely going to win.
So you're definitely seeing South Africa in semi-final spot without any if and buts.
Yeah, without any if and buts. And I think the bowling attack will be too strong for Netherlands batting lineup.
And any weather forecast?
At the moment, it's looking clear skies for both the matches. Evening rain in Adelaide, and it's a morning and afternoon game for both, as India's game is the late game. So, and that is in Melbourne. So at the moment, it's looking good.
So our team is gaining momentum with the passage of time, starting very two close game. Pakistan lost to India, lost to Zimbabwe, very two close last ball games, and suddenly come back as typically Pakistani, what we have, beating the undefeated team. And now everyone lifting up. Doesn't matter, it's like totally upon Allah's hand that what comes next. Far is coming to you. Pakistan situation right now, I believe, a bit positive right now, considering beating the tournament's favorite and undefeated team, which we every time we do that, everyone is aware of that. Now 4 points on the board. We have a match on Sunday against Bangladesh. Bangladesh is proving themselves right in patches. One game, a very top class cricket. Other game, they put China down under the leadership of Shakib Ul Hasan, and a very surprise statement from Shakib that we are not here to win the World Cup. Might be a mind games, but let's forget that. But I'm impressed with the Linton Das statement yesterday. He said that the way we played against India, we will like start it with the same way against Pakistan. So intent is there, and the intent when intent is there, we have seen the Mohammad Haris Pakistani wicketkeeper. He started, and the rest of the players like supported him. That was lacking from Pakistan side. How do you think Pakistan chances, and do you think that either Rizwan will be like giving a rest, not a very crucial game? I'm not a favor to giving rest to Rizwan, especially the way they played in the last couple of years, but getting one fast bowler more against Bangladesh. Do you think that Pakistan in a position to qualify semi-final, or that will be easy work for India and South Africa?
I think it won't be an easy task, depending on the weather. I'm not, judging both teams by their scores. I'm just, putting up a X factor, that is the weather. Weather can play a big role, and if weather plays a big role, and if somehow we have seen upsets, nearly seen an upset today, Australia versus Afghanistan, no one would even thought that Afghanistan would come that close. Yeah, everyone was counting out that. I was even listening to the commentator, everyone was counting out, Afghanistan, Australia needs to beat Afghanistan by 106 runs, something to better their run rate. But right now they are relying on Sri Lanka to qualify for them. So if we talk about that,
Faris, a second question, same to cut you off. Sorry to interrupt, to cut you off from EB as well, and for Faris. For instance, let's say the first match of Sunday, that will be at 5 p.m. Netherlands versus South Africa. For instance, that's a washout game. That's for the viewers only. The scenarios we have right now, it's a washout. Both teams get 1 point. So South Africa will get 6. And then Pakistan, if they beat, because it's the same venue, Pakistan, if match happens at 6, then what's the scenario? Yesterday, one of the colleagues were saying that it will be decided on. Yeah,
scenario is Pakistan goes through, because before net run rate, they check the amount of wins. So Pakistan will have 3 wins, South Africa will have 2 wins. So Pakistan have made the semifinals.
Okay, but there is no chance of rain right now, but that's a scenario which is also confusing me, that what actually will happen if rains occur in first match.
There is cloud cover, and if it might be a small shower, and a small shower, it will affect Pakistan-Bangladesh game would be a bit delayed, because if it's a small shower, they're not going to cut overs, and they're going to use the half an hour extension time. So South Africa and Netherlands will extend.
But I personally believe that India game is more important than South Africa. Being a Pakistani, I have a lot thought process against that. But I think India have a past very good record against Zimbabwe has a very good record against India in the past. We have seen 16 wins altogether since they are playing. So South Africa, Netherlands, God knows what happens. But that's coming back to the point. Far as Pakistan batting star Mohammad Haris has initiated, and the way he smashing South African bowlers, that was really a delight to watch and pleasing to the eyes. That was lacking actually. So intent, and later on Shadab Khan, Iftikhar executed the same thing. So do you think we need to push Haris a further up order, or do you stick with the same number 3 if a wicket loss early?
I think if we can do that, if there is a room, but I don't think the management would do that. I think they will stick with him with number 3 position, because he played a very good knock at number 3 position, and the way he used the pace of Rabada was, actually was not so easy. He smashed him for 6, and then he played a scoop shot also, like Surya Kumar Yadav does. So he played very good intent. But one time I saw that he moved way too early onto the off stump, and the bowler can judge his, that way the bowler can change his length and can trap. The same Nokia does. So Nokia did in that match. So he need to, clear a few things. But if he, put aside, he put up a very big performance on that day, and because of him, because of his early smashing, Pakistan, grabbed a very good momentum and, in front of you.
EB, one question regarding Mohammad Haris, then move to the next topic. A slogger or a batsman without any technical abilities? He's not technically sound, because a lot of debate Pakistan going on that he's more of a Virender Sehwag, no footwork, just logging the ball. We have seen 360 around it. He puts some very initiative shots like T20 cricket demands. Do you think that he is a slogger, just hit the ball, whatever he comes, Peshawar early, we have seen that he's,
Qasim, I would like to cut you, sorry, for a few minutes. I was going through the video of Akash Chopra, which he, does on YouTube. He was saying that, these are all, grounded shots. These are all creating shots, not the slog one. So that was good to hear, because normally we hear, a lot of opposite words from the Indians. So he was also appreciating it. So that was a good sign.
Yeah, that was 11 ball, 28 is always a good regarding T20, but how they come, they also matter. Like typically a Babar, a very sound player, the cover driver, see the technically sound, the wrist work. My point is for the
basically
only.
The point was trying to make. The point was he is trying to make that he played very good cricketing shot. These were not only slogs. That's the point he was made, and that was the point highlighted on this video also.
Okay, so maybe same question, stick with you. Do you, based on your analysis, did he getting T20 in mind? I just want to ask in that regard regarding ODI and Test, whether he has enough potential to get the red ball or even 50 overs cricket regarding his skill set, or you do things that he's running after every ball, more of Asif Ali.
No, he was playing proper cricketing shots, and I think with the ODI, he gets his mindset right, and he could adjust. He has potential to adjust, and he can play in the other formats as well. I think he'll be a good backup to Mohammad Rizwan going forward as a wicketkeeper. They have given him a rookie contract, the PCB. So they are looking at him, and he showed potential in certain matches. I think a few opportunities he didn't take, but yesterday he did take his opportunity. He was very good in the field, and with his batting also he was good, and he played some good shots. They were proper cricketing shots.
Okay, a couple of teams left, Bangladesh and Zimbabwe. Bangladesh journey, we have discussed in bits of pieces that once they in the mountains, second day they're back to earth. So how do you rate Bangladesh journey? It's still not over yet, but they have 4 points on the board, but run rate, I think, will be a factor, especially their match against India. So do you think Bangladesh satisfying performance, keeping Tri-Nation, they lost all matches, coming to World Cup under the leadership of Shakib Ul Hasan, a very young team, no Mahmudullah, no Mushrafi Murtaza. So no even... I just called him Chota Bheem. What's his name? Mushfiqur Rahman. So what do you think that? So Bangladesh team road to semi-finals or whatever they are happening right now. Sorry for the Bangladesh.
I think Bangladesh net run rate is very weak, so less chance of them making the semi-final, unless the South African game as rain out and Netherlands win. That's the only chance where they have to make the semi-final. And maybe even if India lose, to Zimbabwe, chance are less of
Hopefully, inshallah.
Bangladesh beating India's net run rate. It's more Pakistan who have the chance of beating India's net run rate. So Bangladesh's more chance is to ensure that they stay in the top 4 in this group and gain the automatic qualification to the next World Cup 2024. I think Zimbabwe will try to sneak ahead of them. If they can beat India, they get to 5 points. So they'll get the last direct qualification, and then Bangladesh should survive on the rankings and get that automatic qualification. Zimbabwe, it's a 50-50. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, last point of the Group 2 stage, that's last team, in fact, that is Zimbabwe, who has basically completely bamboozled us, basically shattered the dreams of Pakistan, which is not over yet, but it's a simple win for Pakistan if it took 1 run. But cricket is cricket, you never know, you can't excuse that. They play better cricket, they win. Faris, coming back to you, Zimbabwe, 4 matches, single victory, and that against Pakistan, which is very bad to even say a word for them. Couple of losses and 1 net run rate, that against South Africa. How important will be, we all like backing Zimbabwe, especially Sikandar Raza, their class act throughout the tournament. Ricky Ponting appreciated and acknowledged Sikandar's performance. So a guy from Sialkot, we are dependent much on Sikandar Raza on coming Sunday. How do you think Zimbabwe's ability and potential to beat mighty Indians, mighty in the sense that they have some X factors as well? I'm not want to debate on that, but somehow India versus Zimbabwe, your thoughts?
My thought is that the toss will be vital, because as you have seen the weather, God, the weather has not been good in Australia lately also, and we have seen a couple of close games regarding to the DL method. So I think if weather comes and Zimbabwe wins the toss and bats first, so I think that will be the key for them, because they cannot chase a certain target but they can defend the target. And like we have seen the bowling of the Indians, it was wavered sometimes. But I think it can be controlled. They are a better side. But if Sikandar Raza, bats like out of his skin, he can be a threat to India, and also with the ball and with the bat also. And coming to the bowlers, we have seen Muzarra Bani, getting up a good pace and length, even in the UAE wickets. Like we would have seen him. He was totally sensational in the PSL 2021 playing for Multan Sultans. So I think Muzarra Bani, if there is bounce available on that pitches, can be a little bit of threat to Indians. But if you ask my prediction as a neutral fan, I would definitely give India 80% chances of winning and Zimbabwe 20% chances of winning. But if you have seen their top order struggling, it can be a jitter for India also. It will not be easy, because they will also try to take runs quickly, like put up their intent, and Zimbabwe will try to do same also. So in that way, people can make mistakes, and you never know, maybe Zimbabwe will win also. Like in the last game, they played against Pakistan. The game which they played against Pakistan, lost bit of their nerves while chasing, as we all expect. So India may also do that, but if Virat Kohli's wicket is early falling, if Virat Kohli is there, so game will be over within few seconds.
So very comprehensive decisions from both the guest, and we have covered whole the World Cup in next 20 minutes we have done. So just winding it up, maybe I won't take a prediction for the Final Four. In fact, it's pretty obvious from my side as well, being a neutral and realistically approach, but you never know. But I just want to know about the final 2 for the viewers as well. Who will be the finalist from your side? Semi-final is pretty obvious. Finalist from your side, then Faris, then I will tell my. Whom you think 2 teams winning for the trophy?
Finalist, I think India is going to be one. And at the moment, looks like New Zealand will be the other one.
Okay. Faris?
I think New Zealand is there, if you all agree. And the second one will be, I think, England.
So I think my personal views about that, whatever the cricket I have seen, I believe that personally it will be India versus New Zealand. I'll go with the EB same stance, because New Zealand has playing a very good cricket from the last few World Cups. They have been to semi-finals to finals, so it's a pretty obvious choice. They're batting, they're bowling, all the balance. They're totally deserving side. India, somehow they will reach the final. I simply say that. So it's India versus, yeah, please.
I have one question before we end. considering the next World Cup and the way ICC have set the format, we could get teams like Brazil, Argentina, Japan coming into the fold, and teams like Netherlands and stuff, because Netherlands, Ireland, and Scotland fall into Europe. So one of them will fall out. So don't you think that's going to be a bit of a one side? Like if you get Pakistan versus Japan, that is easy net run rate for Pakistan.
Definitely, it will be like more of a easy and walk in the park for any side who is like dominant side. It will be like a football score, more of like 10-0 or something like that.
But
so I think ICC have, I think, going too fast to bringing smaller teams up, like much more smaller teams.
I would like to interfere. These teams can give you a huge hiccups also, like we have seen Afghanistan also. All they are, they have seen cricket for playing for over 12 years now. They were showing magic moments from their debut during the match, and I saw 2010 T20 World Cup, the famous World Cup which Pakistan lost in the semi-final.
Afghanistan
But
Afghanistan, Scotland, and Netherlands are teams who play more regular cricket. These other teams are teams who are not really playing regular cricket.
That's true. That's a valid point.
We've seen they're getting one-sided affairs with Afghanistan, and if Afghanistan plays Japan, it's a one-sided thing. So how can you have them against the bigger teams in the World Cup?
That will be interesting. In fact, let's see, like Pakistan versus USA. Never know what happens, but that will be obviously
USA composed of a lot of Pakistani cricketers, like Sami Aslam and all that. So it will be a good battle to watch.
Yeah, and they've got
same. I think Bermuda or Uganda. I think Bermuda was one player in that World Cup. The blue, like
2007.
2007. So that was also a I remember a catch on their slip filter. A heavy, bulky guy who
Yeah, so Bermuda is a potential team to come from that side, as West Indies and USA have the automatic as the host. USA will be the unknown territory for all the teams, as probably the baseball stadiums with the drop-in pitches.
Okay, so viewers, that's it for our side. It's a very quite healthy debate regarding the ongoing World Cup. Few matches left now. We remain in touch, and hopefully few series are also coming up. So in the semi-final, finals, all of three will come up again for the spicy gossips, and let's see who may the best team win. I believe I personally supported, if in God forbid Pakistan not qualify, I'm supporting New Zealand and South Africa to lift the trophy. Let's see how it goes. I hope all the teams play well. Until then, take care. Allah Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum.